The Tournament of Power had some incredible fighters, though it's easy to overlook some of them given the chaos. Impressive or not, I'll be covering every fighter from the epic battle royale to get a better idea of their strength and abilities, with the anime being my primary source of info. Sorrel, a white female rabbit from Universe 9, didn't demonstrate any notable powers or offensive techniques. Ultimately, she was eliminated from the competition by Android 18, though her defeat occurred off-screen. Comfrey is a green, humanoid amphibian fighter with a physical appearance that resembles a member of a fishman race. At the start of the Tournament of Power, Comfrey joined forces with his teammates in an effort to take down Goku and Vegeta. However, a brief moment of distraction proved costly, as it allowed Goku in his Super Saiyan form to blast Comfrey out of the arena, ending his participation in the tournament. Chappil is a dragon-like fighter with gleaming, metallic scales that contribute to his striking appearance. His most remarkable special ability is his iron-like skin, which makes him immune to physical attacks. This ability was demonstrated when Goku, in his base form, was unable to budge him. However, despite his impressive defense, Chappil, along with his teammate Comfrey, became distracted during the match. Taking advantage of this momentary lapse, Goku, in his Super Saiyan form, blasted Chappil out of the arena. Hyssop is a fiercely aggressive and violent feline warrior who targeted Vegeta during the Tournament of Power. Armed with her sharp red claws, Hyssop demonstrated a mix of sadistic tendencies and flirtatious behavior, making several taunting remarks about scratching up Vegeta's handsome face. While her coordinated efforts with her teammates managed to momentarily hinder Vegeta in his base form, the Saiyan ultimately outmaneuvered and overpowered her. With little difficulty, Vegeta gained the upper hand and knocked Hyssop out of the arena. Roselle is a humanoid bat with an appearance reminiscent of a gargoyle or a winged demon. Despite his menacing look, Roselle's true weakness was revealed during his encounter with Frieza. When he attempted to attack, Frieza easily incapacitated him with a single death beam, rendering his wings completely useless. Overwhelmed by Frieza's terrifying presence, Roselle panicked and willingly fled from the arena, effectively ending his participation in the Tournament of Power. Hyssop is a large, spiky monster known for his powerful freezing ability called Absolute Zero, which can instantly freeze an opponent to the bone. This power was showcased when Vegeta's arm was momentarily frozen when he was in his base form. Hyssop fought alongside Oregano, a humanoid alien who appeared to share a close bond with him. Oregano displayed confidence in his thread-based technique during their battle with Vegeta. However, their combined efforts were ultimately futile. When Vegeta transformed into a Super Saiyan, he easily negated both of their techniques, overpowering them and knocking them out of the arena. Lavender, a slender, wolf-like warrior and member of the Trio of Danger, is known for his cunning and ruthless combat style. Specializing in poison-based attacks, Lavender seems to produce chemicals from his body through a natural process. He first demonstrated his lethal abilities by blinding Gohan with a toxic mist during their battle in the Zeno exhibition match. Lavender was able to keep up with Gohan not only in his base form, but Super Saiyan as well, and was stated by Goku to have ki that was impossible to detect. Despite his overconfident and taunting demeanor, Lavender faced a tough challenge when Gohan adapted to fighting without sight and began to counter his attacks. The fight pushed both warriors to their limits, but Lavender's over-reliance on poison proved insufficient. Though he momentarily gained the upper hand, he was ultimately overpowered, but the battle between he and Gohan ended in a stalemate. During the Tournament of Power, Lavender attacked both Goku and Vegeta alongside his universe's teammates, displaying remarkable coordination. Basil, a lean, athletic, wolf-like warrior and youngest member of the Trio of Danger, is renowned for his ferocity and agility in combat. Nicknamed Basil the Kicker, he specializes in devastating foot-based energy attacks, which he unleashed with relentless precision during the Zeno exhibition and the Tournament of Power. His confidence was evident as he taunted his opponents, showcasing his skill with rapid, high-powered kicks that could devastate most challengers. During the Zen exhibition, Basil demonstrated his ferocity on Majin Buu, though the latter wasn't taking the match seriously at all. Upon getting serious, Buu completely dominated Basil given his immense power and regenerative abilities, even after Basil received a drug that enabled him to power up. Basil later returned to attacking Universe 7 during the Tournament of Power, targeting Goku and Vegeta alongside his brothers. Bergamo, the towering, oldest, and imposing leader of the Trio of Danger and the Universe 9 team, team, is known for his cunning strategy and overwhelming strength. In the Zeno exhibition match, Bergamo faced off against Goku in a high-stakes battle, showcasing his unique ability to absorb and amplify the power of his opponent's attacks. With every blow Goku landed, Bergamo grew larger and stronger, turning Goku's strength into his own weapon. Despite this formidable ability, Goku's mastery of his techniques and transformation into Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken ultimately overwhelmed Bergamo, leading to his defeat. During the Tournament of Power, Bergamo played a central role in coordinating Universe 9's team, using his tactical mind and physical dominance to challenge powerful opponents. However, even his leadership and abilities weren't enough to secure victory, as he was eliminated alongside his brothers thanks to Goku and Vegeta's combined efforts in Super Saiyan Blue, marking the fall and erasure of Universe 9 in the tournament. Rylibeu, a butterfly-like humanoid alien, holds the distinction of being the first fighter eliminated from the Tournament of Power. Despite possessing a slight advantage over her opponents due to her natural ability to fly, she was unable to effectively leverage this skill in combat. Rylibeu faced off against Basil, whose shining blaster attack proved too powerful for her to endure. Overwhelmed by the intensity of the assault, Rylibeu was swiftly knocked out of the arena and eliminated. Murichim, also known as Murichim the Strong, is a towering, muscular fighter and the leader of Universe 10's team. Deeply proud of his well-built physique, Murichim is highly dedicated to maintaining his strength, going so far as to drink protein shakes every hour. While his imposing appearance and strength initially allowed him to catch opponents like Toppo off guard, his time in the Tournament of Power was relatively short-lived. At one point, Murichim engaged in an unseen battle with Vegeta, only to be intercepted by Frieza shortly afterward. Driven by spite, Frieza swiftly overpowered Murichim and knocked him out of the arena, bringing an abrupt end to his participation in the tournament. Napapa is a powerful sumo wrestler whose strength stems from his massive size and weight, which he uses to overpower his opponents. His god of destruction, Rumshi, places great trust in Napapa's abilities, particularly his skill in anchoring himself to avoid being pushed out of the arena. This resilience was demonstrated during Napapa's battle with Basil, where he successfully withstood the fighter's triple shining blaster attack. Napapa also played a role in aiding his Universe 10 teammate in tormenting Kale when she was in her base form. Furthermore, he nearly succeeded in knocking a Super Saiyan Caulifla out of the arena, but his attempt backfired when his own attack was turned against him, resulting in his elimination from the Tournament of Power. Methiop, with his crustacean-like appearance, exudes a level of confidence that far surpasses his actual strength. Known for his underhanded tactics, Methiop joined forces with Napapa to torment Kale, cruelly using her as a human punching bag. However, his actions provoked the intervention of Caulifla, who transformed into her Super Saiyan form and unleashed powerful strikes that sent Methiop reeling. His ultimate defeat came at the hands of Kale, who snapped into her Berserk form and unleashed a devastating barrage of key attacks. Although the assault was not directly targeted at Methiop, the overwhelming force of Kale's rampage sent him flying out of the arena. Dium, a massive, parrot-like creature, is notable for his ability to fire energy blasts from his mouth and his natural capacity for flight. During the Tournament of Power, Dium's overconfidence and reckless approach to battle was evident, particularly when he launched an attack on Krillin and his allies when they were still grouped together. This lack of caution ultimately led to his downfall. Dium became an easy target for a coordinated assault, succumbing first to Krillin's precision-based Destructo Disc and then to Master Roshi's powerful Kamehameha. The combined force of these attacks sent Dium hurtling out of the arena, landing in the spectator seats and marking the end of his participation in the tournament. Dyrasem is a pretty boy whose abilities weren't really demonstrated in the tournament. As he was on the verge of battling Piccolo, an unexpected strike from Ribrianne sent him hurtling out of the arena. Zircor is a blue-skinned humanoid whose abilities remain a mystery. His participation came to an abrupt end when he was overpowered and blasted out of the arena by Jimizu of Universe 2. Murisam, a humanoid competitor, appeared to resort to underhanded tactics during the Tournament of Power, attempting to ambush Kappa in a surprise attack. Despite his efforts, Murisam proved to be no match for the Saiyan and was easily knocked out of the arena. Rubalt, a muscular and determined fighter, displayed his courage by standing alongside his teammate Obni to make a final stand for their universe against Piccolo and Gohan. During his battle with Piccolo, Rubalt's overconfidence was evident as he managed to land several powerful blows, tossing the Namekian around with relative ease. However, despite his strength, he failed to deliver any significant or lasting damage. In response, Piccolo unleashed his Hell Zone grenade technique, which Rubalt's arrogance caused him to underestimate and ultimately overlook. This critical mistake left Rubalt vulnerable, allowing Piccolo to swiftly defeat him. Rubalt was then thrown out of the arena, rendered unconscious, and eliminated from the Tournament of Power. Obni is a dignified and respectful warrior who sought to challenge stronger opponents, driven by a desire to test his abilities. Drawn to Gohan's display of power, Obni issued a challenge, leading to one of the most unique and underrated battles in the Tournament of Power. While Gohan is formidable in his own right, Obni's advanced technique gave him a significant edge. He had the ability to separate his energy from his physical form, allowing him to redirect his attacks unpredictably to make his movements nearly impossible to track. This posed a significant challenge for Gohan, who relies heavily on reading an opponent's energy to anticipate their actions. Obni's skill was so remarkable that even Whis praised it as highly sophisticated and nearly unbeatable. Obni successfully kept Gohan at bay until the Saiyan accessed his ultimate form, which allowed him to adapt to the technique. However, Gohan had to endure considerable damage to create an opening. Ultimately, Gohan ended the intense battle with a decisive Kamehameha, bidding a respectful farewell to a formidable adversary. Obni, along with the rest of Universe 10, was subsequently erased, marking the end of his journey in the tournament. Bikal, a fighter from Universe 2, draws her fighting spirit from the power of love, much like the rest of her team. Her greatest asset is her ability to fly, thanks to her wings, which provide her a natural aerial advantage in combat. This skill proved invaluable when her teammate Kakunsa was initially knocked out of the arena by an attack from Android 17. Using her flight, Bikal managed to catch Kakunsa mid-fall and return her to the battlefield, showcasing her quick thinking and teamwork. However, Android 17 recognized the significant advantage Bikal's flight granted to Team Universe 2 and swiftly shifted his focus to her. He unleashed a relentless barrage of attacks, overwhelming her and ultimately eliminated her from the tournament by knocking her into the spectator stands. Harmira and Prum are a coordinated duo from their universe's team, employing a highly strategic combination of skills to target their opponents. Harmira, a calculative and agile fighter, specializes in firing concentrated energy blasts, which Prum then uses with his reflection ability to absorb and redirect. Acting as a living mirror, Prum's technique allows the duo to eliminate enemies with precision and deception. During the Tournament of Power, the pair initially concealed themselves in the shadows, targeting Gohan and Piccolo. Their strategy proved effective, with Piccolo losing his arms 3 times before finally deducing the duo's tactics. Gohan and Piccolo discovered that Prum was using surveillance orbs to track their body heat and pinpoint their exact locations, adding another layer of complexity to their assault. Harmira and Prum's tactics posed challenges to not only Gohan and Piccolo, but also to Tien, Goku, and Vegeta. While Goku and Vegeta attempted to confront Prum directly, their energy-based attacks were rendered useless due to his reflective abilities. Meanwhile, Tien used his multi-form technique to confront Harmira, ultimately engaging him in a battle that ended in a stalemate, with both fighters falling off the arena together. Prum, left without his sharpshooting partner, became vulnerable. This weakness was exploited by Vegeta, who took the opportunity to blast Prum out of the arena, eliminating the duo and ending their reign of calculated precision in the tournament. Jimizu, a yard rat hailing from Universe 2, belongs to the same race known in Universe 7. He dons the traditional yard rat attire, similar to what Goku wore after his year of training on planet Yardrat. Jimizu's signature ability is instant transmission, a technique familiar to the warriors of Universe 7. By utilizing instant transmission, Jimizu managed to gain the upper hand against Gohan in his base form, showcasing his skill in rapid movement and surprise attacks. However, Frieza observed that Gohan could have easily defeated him by using his Super Saiyan transformation. When facing final form Frieza, Jimizu heavily relied on instant transmission to maintain an advantage. However, Frieza's superior combat experience allowed him to quickly anticipate Jimizu's movements and counter his attacks with ease. Despite his efforts, Jimizu was mercilessly beaten down by Frieza, who exploited every flaw in his fighting style. The encounter left Jimizu in a severely battered state, culminating in his body being tossed out of the arena as a final act of dismissal by Frieza. Kakunsa is a proud and spirited member of the Kamikaze Fireballs, also known as the Maiden Squadron. In the anime, her base form is a human-like young woman named Sanka, but during her time in the Tournament of Power, it is her alter ego, Kakunsa, who takes center stage. In this transformed state, Kakunsa adopts the characteristics of a wild animal, complete with feral instincts and an aggressive fighting style. Viewing her opponents as prey, she channels the power of love into her savage attacks. Kakunsa's aggressive nature was particularly evident in her ferocious battle against Android 17, though her loyalty and kindness toward her universe were equally clear. She displayed a deep bond with her teammate Bikal, embracing her passionately in a possible lover-like gesture when Kakunsa was nearly eliminated. Despite her strength and determination, Kakunsa's time in the tournament was brief. Shortly after Bikal's elimination, Kakunsa was blasted out of the arena by Android 17, reducing Universe 2's roster and leaving the Maiden Squadron with one less warrior to contribute to the universe's fight for survival. Roasie is a prominent member of the Kamikaze Fireballs. In her base form, true to the anime, she's a young, pale-skinned human-like woman named Sue. However, during the Tournament of Power, it's her transformed persona, Roasie, that takes center stage. With a striking appearance that blends the styles of a superhero and a martial artist, Rosie's strength and agility allowed her to briefly force base Goku onto the defensive. Though she was ultimately unable to keep up with the fighter of Goku's experience in the long term, Roasie proved to be a valuable asset to her team and her universe. Her loyalty and determination were evident as she intervened to save Ribrianne from a potential defeat at the hands of Vegeta, and even took it upon herself to slap some sense into her leader when Ribrianne's confidence faltered. This act reinvigorated Ribrianne's resolve, setting the stage for her later battles. Throughout the Tournament of Power, Roasie primarily served as a support fighter, consistently aiding her teammates and even joining them in an attempted stand against Jiren shortly before Goku revealed Ultra Instinct's sign. Guided by her unwavering belief in the power of love, Roasie brought relentless energy to every fight, though her motivation didn't always guarantee success. Her final battle came alongside Ribrianne against Android 17 and 18. Despite their combined efforts, Roasie and Ribrianne struggled against the android's superior teamwork. During the fight, a misfire from Ribrianne accidentally struck Roasie, leaving her vulnerable. Android 17 capitalized on the opportunity, launching a ki blast that sent Roasie out of the arena. Ribrianne is the leader of Universe 2's team and the Kamikaze Fireballs. Deeply devoted to the ideals of love and happiness, Ribrianne shares a similar belief system with her god of destruction, Hellas, viewing love as the ultimate source of strength. Her goal in the Tournament of Power was to secure victory and use the Super Dragon Balls to become a goddess of love for all universes. However, Ribrianne's initial interpretation of love leaned heavily toward vanity and superficiality, valuing outer beauty above inner virtues. This shallowness was evident in her fight with Android 18, where she expressed disbelief that someone as ugly as Krillin could be married to someone as beautiful as 18. Ribrianne was also highly theatrical, seeking to captivate the attention of all the contestants with her team's elaborate transformation sequence. Unique to the anime, her base form is that of Brienne, a slender, human-like young woman. Upon transforming into Ribrianne, she adopts a near spherical, teal-skinned form with amplified power and comically affectionate mannerisms. Despite her exaggerated persona, she possesses significant strength and clashed with formidable opponents like Goku, Vegeta, and the androids from Universe 7. She was even able to achieve a form known as Super Ribrianne, which increased her power and sprouted a pair of butterfly wings on her back. However, despite her strength, none of Ribrianne's battles reached a definitive conclusion until her final confrontation with Android 18. During her last stand, Ribrianne's resolve was tested as she witnessed the elimination of her teammates, some of whom fell due to her own actions. This caused her power to wane, and she reverted to her base form, Brienne. In a desperate attempt to regain control, she used a restraining technique to trap 18 in a pink, heart-shaped energy bubble. Bolstered by encouragement from her remaining comrades on the bench, Ribrianne transformed into Infinite Love, a colossal and ethereal version of Ribrianne with immense destructive power. Despite this overwhelming transformation, Android 18 drew strength from her love for Krillin, shattering Ribrianne's technique and knocking her into the spectator seats. In her defeat, Ribrianne experienced a profound revelation about the nature of love, recognizing that it encompasses more than superficial appearances and can manifest in diverse forms across the multiverse. Her charisma and unwavering spirit united Universe 2 in one final, joyous celebration of love before their erasure by the Omni Kings. This act left a lasting impression, solidifying Ribrianne's role as a symbol of her universe's heartfelt unity and purpose. Zirloin, a large, muscular humanoid, Rabanra, an orange alien somewhat resembling the Frieza race, and Zarbuto, an elderly humanoid man, serve as the loyal attendants and soldiers to Universe 2's kamikaze fireballs. While each had brief individual moments in the Tournament of Power, their true significance emerged during their final stand for Universe 2. After witnessing the defeat of their maidens and observing Goku's weakened state following his battle with Kefla, the trio decided to confront him themselves, determined to secure victory for their universe. With Goku unable to access his full power, he struggled against their combined efforts in his base form. Androids 17 and 18 stepped in to support Goku, and the three attendants, drawing strength from the power of love bestowed by their fallen comrades, transformed into forms reminiscent of Kakunsa, Roasie, and Ribrianne. Though Zirloin, Rabanra, and Zarbuto were not the strongest warriors, the dire situation and their intensified determination made them formidable opponents, especially given Universe 7's depleted energy levels. The battle was far more challenging than it might have been under different circumstances. Banding together, the Universe 2 trio unleashed their ultimate technique, the Pretty Black Hole, a powerful attack with an immense gravitational pull that nearly crushed Goku, 17, and 18. The attack's intensity was so overwhelming that Goku even compared the force to Bulma's gravity machine, and not even instant transmission offered an escape. With no other choice, Goku transformed into Super Saiyan Blue and countered the attack with a Kamehameha. The blast pierced through the Pretty Black Hole, overpowering Zirloin, Rabanra, and Zarbuto, and knocking them out of the arena. With the elimination of their final fighters, Universe 2 faced their inevitable erasure, their valiant efforts serving as a testament to their resolve and unity in their final moments. Dr. Rhoda, a pig-like warrior from Universe 6 and arguably the weakest member of his team, initially appeared confronting Gohan and Piccolo during the Tournament of Power. However, before he could engage them in a meaningful fight, he was struck down by a surprise attack from Harmira and Prum of Universe 2. Though Dr. Rhoda survived the assault, he later circled back with the intent of challenging Prum directly. Unfortunately for him, before he could showcase any special abilities or techniques, Vegeta intervened and swiftly knocked him out of the arena. Botamo, a tall humanoid with bear-like features, is one of the strongest warriors from Universe 6. His slick and resilient body grants him immunity to most attacks, including those from powerful fighters like Goku. Additionally, Botamo's elastic physique allows him to bounce around with precision and force, and even withstand having parts of his body tied together. While this unique anatomy proves advantageous against less skilled opponents, it becomes a liability against more capable adversaries. During the Universe 6 tournament, Botamo struggled to keep up with Goku's superior speed and was unable to inflict any meaningful damage. Goku cleverly turned Botamo's greatest strength into a weakness by leveraging his lack of mobility, throwing him out of the ring and setting a precedent for future battles. In the Tournament of Power, Botamo faced Gohan, who employed a similar strategy. Rather than trying to harm the seemingly indestructible fighter, Gohan used a relentless barrage of punches to gradually push Botamo toward the edge of the arena. While the attacks caused no real damage, they were effective in forcing Botamo off balance. Gohan finished the fight with a well-placed Kamehameha, ejecting Botamo from the ring and bringing his tournament run to an end. Magetta, a towering figure from the Metal Man race, shares his unique lineage with counterparts said to exist in Universe 7. One of his most remarkable traits is his extraordinary durability, which far surpasses that of fighters with similar power levels. This resilience was evident during his battle with Super Saiyan Vegeta, where he endured Vegeta's powerful attacks, including the devastating Final Flash, without sustaining any damage, even though Vegeta was notably stronger. Vegeta also demonstrated the ability to steadily increase his power output during combat, as shown in his intense clash with Vegeta. However, Vegeta's immense strengths are undermined by a critical and exploitable weakness. Like all Metal Men, he's extremely sensitive and loses the will to fight when insulted or verbally attacked. This vulnerability cost him dearly in both the Universe 6 tournament and the Tournament of Power, where his inability to withstand mockery ultimately led to his defeat. Vegeta's sensitivity not only impacted his individual performance, but also contributed to Universe 6's eventual loss and erasure from existence. Frost, a Universe 6 counterpart of Frieza and the former emperor of his universe, holds a complex and villainous reputation. In the anime, Frost became a wanted fugitive after his true identity as a space pirate was exposed, narrowly escaping death at the hands of his universe's assassin, Hit. Initially portraying himself as a benevolent figure, Frost first encountered Goku and the others during the Universe 6 tournament, showcasing transformations reminiscent of Frieza's on Namek. However, his facade of goodness quickly crumbled, revealing him to be just as malicious and manipulative as Frieza. His schemes came to an abrupt halt when Vegeta defeated him during the tournament. Before the Tournament of Power, Frost sought an audience with Champa, the god of destruction of Universe 6, pleading for a pardon from his crimes to escape his status as a fugitive. Champa agreed, on the condition that Frost would sabotage Universe 7's team to ensure their erasure. Accepting the task, Frost began targeting unsuspecting members of Universe 7, starting with Krillin and then Master Roshi. During their battle, Master Roshi attempted to use the evil containment wave on Frost, but the technique failed, providing Frost the opportunity to redirect it toward Vegeta. Vegeta managed to break free, though Frost escaped. He later crossed paths with Frieza, who pretended to befriend him, but ultimately outwitted and ejected him from the arena. Unlike any other competitor, Frost's fury at being defeated drove him to attempt to attack Frieza from outside the ring. This reckless action violated the rules and provoked the Omni Kings, who immediately erased Frost from existence as an individual entity, even before Universe 6 lost all its fighters. This marked a dramatic and definitive end to Frost's cunning yet ill-fated run in the Tournament of Power. Cabba is a Saiyan from Universe 6 and one of its most powerful fighters. As a member of the Sadala Defense Forces, a specialized unit within the Sadala Army, Cabba is tasked with protecting planet Sadala from foreign threats. Unlike the Saiyans of Universe 7, who historically pursued conquest and domination, the Saiyans of Universe 6 are noble warriors who dedicate their lives to safeguarding their universe. Cabba is known for his polite, humble, and good-natured demeanor, but in battle, his personality shifts to one of intense focus and determination. Cabba first encountered Vegeta during the Universe 6 tournament, where the two clashed in a memorable battle. In his base form, Cabba was stated to be on par with Vegeta in power, but he was unaware of the Super Saiyan transformation. Vegeta, seeking to challenge and teach him, provoked Cabba into achieving the transformation, making him the first Saiyan from Universe 6 to attain Super Saiyan. This moment sparked Cabba's admiration for Vegeta, whom he now considers his master, though Vegeta maintains a reserved and stoic attitude toward their dynamic. Before the Tournament of Power, Cabba used his newfound abilities to teach Caulifla how to transform into a Super Saiyan and succeeded in recruiting both her and Kale for the competition. However, this wasn't without complications, as Cabba had to fight Kale himself after she lost control of her power. During the Tournament of Power, Cabba showcased his strength by eliminating weaker opponents, though he struggled against tougher foes like Mona from Universe 4. In the face of adversity, Cabba's Saiyan resilience allowed him to unlock Super Saiyan 2, a transformation that elevated his power to new heights. Despite his rapid growth as a warrior, Cabba eventually faced Frieza, whose notorious disdain for Saiyans made their battle especially intense. While Cabba put up a commendable fight in his Super Saiyan 2 form, he was ultimately outmatched when Frieza transformed into his golden form. Cabba's defeat marked the end of his impressive yet challenging journey in the tournament. Caulifla, a female Saiyan from Universe 6, is a bold and rebellious leader of a gang of Saiyan criminals. Her punkish demeanor and tomboyish attitude set her apart from the rest of her race, aligning her more closely with the brash nature of Universe 7 Saiyans. Initially portrayed as lazy and self-absorbed, Caulifla showed little interest in participating in the Tournament of Power, even when her universe's survival was at stake. However, her perspective shifted after witnessing Cabba transform into a Super Saiyan, sparking her desire to grow stronger and master the transformation herself. Despite her rough exterior, Caulifla has a caring side, particularly toward her protege Kale, whom she treats like a younger sister. During her encounters with Goku and Vegeta in the Tournament of Power, Caulifla displayed a confident and cocky attitude, boasting that she came to test her strength against the greatest fighters from all the universes. As the tournament progressed, however, Caulifla came to respect the overwhelming power of Universe 7's warriors, specifically Goku. Inspired by his strength, she pushed herself to new heights, unlocking Super Saiyan Grade 3 and eventually Super Saiyan 2. Her interactions with Goku evolved into a dynamic resembling that of a student and teacher, as she aspired to achieve what she believed to be the ultimate Saiyan transformation, Super Saiyan 3. Throughout the Tournament of Power, Caulifla proved herself as a formidable fighter, taking down numerous opponents, including warriors from Universe 11 alongside Kale. Her most challenging battle, however, was against Goku. Fighting alongside Kale, she faced Goku in a fierce confrontation to secure her universe's survival. Despite their combined efforts, they were unable to overcome Goku, even in his weakened state. Realizing their individual limits, Caulifla and Kale merged into the powerful fused warrior, Kefla, demonstrating their determination to continue fighting for Universe 6. Kale, another female Saiyan from Universe 6, is the latest legendary Super Saiyan of her universe, a rare warrior who emerges once every 1,000 years. Unlike the assertive, strong-willed, and often aggressive nature of most Saiyans, Kale is portrayed in the anime as meek, timid, and deeply insecure. She harbors significant self-doubt, openly believing she's nothing special and struggles with a lack of self-confidence. Her shy and socially awkward demeanor is evident in her interactions, even with kind individuals like Goku. This fragility has led her to being ridiculed by other Saiyans, further fueling her feelings of inadequacy. However, Kale has always found unwavering support in Caulifla, who sees immense potential in her and consistently encourages her to embrace her strength. Kale admires and adores Caulifla, viewing her as a mentor and strives to prove herself worthy of Caulifla's praise. This dynamic has created a powerful bond between them, with Kale deeply fearing that she might become a burden. Her strongest desire is to fight alongside Caulifla as an equal, and her quest for Caulifla's approval often serves as a catalyst for unlocking her hidden potential. In moments of seeing Caulifla in danger, receiving her praise, or feeling replaced, Kale's latent strength surfaces, pushing her to new heights. When accessing her Super Saiyan powers, Kale undergoes a drastic personality shift, reminiscent of the non-canon Z movie character, Broly. In her Berserker state, she becomes the polar opposite of her usual self, insanely violent, cocky, and at times sadistic, as demonstrated by her cold promises to eliminate her foes. Her unchecked rage grows during battles, leading to increasingly savage and merciless assaults. This overwhelming power often placed her beyond control, with warriors like Jiren needing to intervene to prevent her from destroying the tournament ring and its participants. Through Caulifla's guidance, Kale eventually unlocked her controlled Super Saiyan form, enabling her to wield her immense power more effectively and battle strong opponents, including Goku. Despite possessing power that far exceeds Caulifla's, Kale remains utterly devoted to her sister in arms, prioritizing Caulifla's safety and success above all else. This unwavering loyalty was evident throughout the Tournament of Power, even culminating in their fusion into Kefla. Kale's individual strength was among the most formidable in the multiverse, and her intense battles solidified her place as one of the most powerful Saiyans in existence. Kefla, the Potara fusion of Kale and Caulifla, ranks among the most powerful fusions in the entire series, standing alongside iconic warriors like Vegeta, fused Zamasu, and Gogeta. Vados, the angel attendant to Universe 6's God of Destruction, Champa, explained that Kefla's power is the result of Kale and Caulifla's combined strength being multiplied dozens of times over. Upon her creation, Kefla herself remarked that she felt an infinite well of power bubbling within her, a sentiment echoed by Goku, who noted that her power was so immense that he couldn't sense its limits. Even Jiren, who was meditating at the time, reacted with a slight twitch to the overwhelming presence of Kefla's energy. When Kefla transformed into a Super Saiyan, her power reached a level that forced Goku to activate Super Saiyan Blue. Champa, watching from the sidelines, admitted he hadn't anticipated her energy to grow so intensely, while Whis described her power as terrifying. Even against Goku's Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken, Kefla pushed past her limits, leveraging her immense strength to knock Goku out of the form due to his depleted stamina. Her relentless power left Universe 7 in a precarious position, seemingly on the brink of defeat. However, Goku tapped into Ultra Instinct for the second time, a transformation that Whis equated to rivaling Kefla's Super Saiyan energy with the potency of a spirit bomb. Despite her incredible strength and determination, Kefla ultimately proved no match for Goku's mastery in Ultra Instinct Sign, even after achieving Super Saiyan 2. The battle culminated in Goku unleashing a divine Kamehameha, which not only overpowered Kefla but shattered her Potara earrings, causing her to defuse. The split sent both Kale and Caulifla flying out of the arena, marking the end of their fusion's formidable presence in the Tournament of Power. Hit, the legendary assassin from Universe 6, serves as the leader of his universe's team in the Tournament of Power. Stoic and composed, Hit consistently maintains an emotionless and indifferent demeanor, reflecting his calculated and methodical nature. As a master of his craft, he exudes confidence and fortitude in any challenge he faces, demonstrating a no-nonsense attitude and an unwavering focus on his objectives. Hit is known for speaking only when necessary and carrying out his contracts with unwavering precision, regardless of the target or circumstances. Hit's fearsome reputation was first showcased during the Universe 6 tournament, where he effortlessly bested Vegeta, even in his Super Saiyan Blue form. He also pushed Goku to his absolute limits, forcing the Saiyan to unveil a technique he had reserved for a potential rematch with Beerus, Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. This battle highlighted Hit's incredible skill and set the stage for his status as one of the multiverse's most formidable warriors. Hit's signature technique, the time skip, allows him to manipulate time by skipping it for 1/10 of a second, during which he can move freely to block or deliver precise counterattacks, often targeting an opponent's vitals. He can combine this ability with other techniques, as seen in his fight with Dispo in the Tournament of Power. Hit's mastery of time manipulation extends beyond the time skip, as he possesses techniques like the Tides of Time, where he creates a personal subspace by storing skipped time accumulated throughout his existence. This subspace enables him to bring others into his dimension while freezing the rest of time, a technique he first demonstrated during his second fight with Goku, where he temporarily killed the Saiyan. Another of his advanced abilities is the Time Prison, which involves striking an opponent while using the time skip to attach a time cage, immobilizing them by suspending their movements in time. Hit showcased this technique during his climactic battle with Jiren, emphasizing why he's regarded as Universe 6's most lethal assassin. Despite his remarkable reputation and unparalleled combat prowess, Hit was not invincible. While few could challenge his dominance, Jiren proved to be an exception, transcending time itself and countering Hit's abilities. In their battle, Hit was ultimately overpowered and launched out of the tournament arena, concluding the assassin's impressive run in the Battle Royale. Saonel and Pilina are Namekians from Universe 6, distinguished from their Universe 7 counterparts by their pine green skin and unique attire, which features larger vests compared to the traditional outfits worn by the Namekians like Piccolo. After the eliminations of Hit and Kefla, Saonel and Pilina remained steadfast and determined, carrying the burden of being the last fighters representing Team Universe 6. Prior to the Tournament of Power, when the dire nature of the Battle Royale was revealed, Champa and Vados took measures to strengthen their team by recruiting Namekians from their universe. In the anime, upon learning of the impending crisis, many Namekians from Universe 6's planet Namek volunteered to merge their beings into their two strongest warriors, Saonel and Pilina. This process of assimilation mirrored the fusion Piccolo underwent with Kami and Nail, making it fitting that Piccolo and Gohan were the ones to face them in their final stand. Effectively, the two warriors embodied the strength and essence of their entire planet. Recognizing Piccolo as a fellow Namekian, Saonel and Pilina proved to be formidable opponents, at times nearly gaining the upper hand in their intense battle. Despite their combined strength and resilience, Piccolo and Gohan ultimately managed to overcome them. In a fierce exchange, Saonel and Pilina were knocked out of the arena. Their defeat marked the conclusion of Universe 6's efforts in the tournament and led to the erasure of their universe, closing the chapter on their unyielding struggle. Nink is a towering, ogre-like figure from Universe 4 known for his significant physical strength, which he demonstrated during the early stages of the Tournament of Power. He managed to subdue base form Goku, enduring his attacks and successfully trapping him in a powerful grip lock that Goku could not immediately break. Despite his impressive display of raw strength, Nink was ultimately outclassed when Goku powered up to Super Saiyan Blue. Unable to compete with the Saiyan's elevated power, Nink was overpowered and forced out of the arena. Shosa, a fighter resembling a traditional werewolf, is a mysterious figure, but his physical strength and resilience are not to be underestimated. In the anime during the Tournament of Power, Shosa stood unscathed amidst a coordinated assault from Universe 7's Gohan, Piccolo, Tien, Krillin, and Master Roshi, alongside other multiversal warriors. Initially, Android 18 managed to gain the upper hand against Shosa and dismissed him as a weakling. However, Shosa cleverly faked his death to catch her off guard, launching a surprise counterattack that pressured her significantly and nearly forced her out of the arena. Shosa demonstrated exceptional reflexes and speed, managing to evade an energy attack that Krillin and Android 18 volleyed back and forth at increasing speeds and intensities. Even when the attack struck him at its full power, Shosa survived the impact, showing little to no significant damage as he was sent to the spectator seats. Majora, a blind warrior from Universe 4, relies on his heightened sense of smell to navigate and fight effectively, allowing him to compete against some of the strongest fighters in the multiverse. During the Tournament of Power, he engaged in a close battle with Krillin, matching the Earthling's skills in combat. However, Krillin turned the tide of the fight by exploiting Majora's reliance on his sense of smell. He removed his smelly shoe and threw it at Majora, overwhelming his senses and disrupting his focus. Taking advantage of Majora's disorientation, Krillin unleashed a Kamehameha, blasting him out of the arena and eliminated him from the tournament. Kawe, a humanoid female warrior representing Universe 4, possesses the ability to create various weapons using her energy. In addition to her combat skills, Kawe wields the power of seduction, using provocative and alluring poses to distract and catch her male opponents off guard. This tactic came into play during her battle with Master Roshi in the Tournament of Power. However, Roshi, having rigorously trained himself beforehand to overcome his perverted tendencies, was relatively unaffected by her seductive attempts. Instead, he managed to intimidate Kawe with his unwavering focus and resolve, causing her to panic. Overwhelmed by fear, Kawe ultimately leaped from the tournament arena, effectively eliminating herself from the competition. Shansa is a small, chubby blue alien fighter who had a minimal impact in the Tournament of Power. Though he narrowly avoided elimination at one point by using his natural ability of flight to save himself, his overall contributions were limited. In the anime, Shansa demonstrated the ability to create an energy field capable of producing highly convincing illusions, complete with replicated voices of other individuals. However, beyond this technique, Shansa proved to be extremely weak. He was discovered hiding behind a rock after deploying his illusions, revealing his lack of combat prowess. A single, uncharged ki blast from Piccolo was sufficient to knock him out of the arena, bringing his participation to a rather unimpressive end. Zircor is another female warrior from Universe 4 who wields mystical talismans as her primary weapons in battle. Known for her deceptive tactics, she relies heavily on illusions and trickery rather than direct combat strength to outwit and defeat her opponents. This cunning approach was showcased during her encounter with Master Roshi in the Tournament of Power, where she initially overwhelmed him by creating a giant illusionary version of herself. Utilizing the evil containment wave, Master Roshi managed to seal Zircor inside a bottle, neutralizing her abilities. He then tossed the bottle along with Zircor out of the tournament arena, effectively ending her role in the competition. Mona, a round, humanoid female warrior, is known for her immense confidence in her strength, often bordering on overconfidence. During the Tournament of Power, she boldly challenged Kaba, Kale, and Caulifla to face her simultaneously. However, Kaba chose to engage her alone. In their initial clash, Mona proved evenly matched with Kaba in his base form, prompting him to transform into a Super Saiyan to gain the upper hand. In response, Mona activated her giant ball transformation, causing her lower body to expand dramatically in size, allowing her to overpower and nearly crush Kaba. Mona came close to defeating Kaba, but Vegeta's timely intervention prevented the Saiyan's elimination. Refusing to back down, Mona continued her assault, taunting Kaba by declaring that Saiyans were weaklings and cowards. She further provoked him by threatening to eliminate not only him, but also Vegeta, Caulifla, and Kale. Her insults and threats enraged Kaba, pushing him to achieve Super Saiyan 2. With this newfound power, Kaba overwhelmed Mona and eliminated her from the Tournament of Power. Ganos is a hot-headed yet loyal and respectful subordinate to the gods of his universe, particularly Kitela, for whom he acts as a spy. Ganos was first introduced during his surveillance of Universe 7, where he discovered their plan to revive Frieza for the Tournament of Power. When the tournament began, Ganos initially targeted Goku, engaging him in battle, though their fight remained unfinished. Ganos shifted his attention to Master Roshi after witnessing the elimination of 2 of his teammates by the old martial artist. Fueled by anger, Ganos transformed into his true form, dramatically increasing his speed and strength and presenting a significant challenge for Roshi. In this enhanced state, Ganos not only grew stronger and faster, but continued to evolve with each passing minute, making him a progressively more dangerous adversary. Despite Roshi's experience in observing and mastering his opponent's movements, Ganos' escalating power began to overwhelm him. Roshi even remarked that if Ganos wasn't dealt with quickly, his growing strength could become a serious threat, even for Goku. In a display of resilience and skill, Master Roshi managed to summon his remaining strength and defeated Ganos with his most powerful Kamehameha, sending him out of the arena and ending his formidable presence in the tournament. Gamisalas, an invisible warrior from Universe 4, had a relatively brief but impactful run in the Tournament of Power. Exploiting his invisibility to his advantage, Gamisalas launched sneak attacks, targeting Vegeta and Gohan in an effort to knock them out of the arena. He then turned his attention to Android 18, attempting to take her by surprise. However, the fighters from Universe 7 quickly realized that Gamisalas was invisible and devised a strategy to expose him. Piccolo and Gohan unleashed a barrage of ki blasts, creating a cloud of dust that revealed Gamisalas' silhouette. With his invisibility compromised, Piccolo seized the opportunity to strike, finishing the assault with his powerful explosive breath cannon, which successfully eliminated Gamisalas from the arena and ended his participation in the tournament. Damam, a small, round, dark green cicada-like insect, is a cunning and strategic fighter who expertly uses his diminutive size to overwhelm larger opponents. After his teammate Gamisalas was eliminated by Piccolo, Damam launched a series of rapid, unpredictable attacks on Piccolo and the other members of Universe 7's team. Working in tandem with Shansa's illusions, Damam created confusion among his opponents, leading them to mistake the illusions for real threats. However, after Shansa was eliminated, Damam shifted his focus to Piccolo, who, despite sensing Damam's presence, struggled to pinpoint his exact location and was ultimately knocked out of the arena by the crafty insect. Damam also came close to eliminating Android 17, but Goku's timely intervention saved his teammate. Damam's small size proved to be a significant challenge, as both Goku and 17 initially struggled to counter his attacks, believing him to be invisible. Upon realizing that he wasn't invisible but simply too small to see directly, the two fighters adjusted their strategy. Through coordinated efforts, Goku and Android 17 finally managed to catch Damam and eliminate him from the arena. His defeat marked the end of Universe 4's participants in the Tournament of Power, leading to the universe's inevitable erasure. Negrisi, a modified warrior from Universe 3, serves as the leader of his team in the Tournament of Power. While little is revealed about his abilities or full potential, Negrisi is introduced as a confident figure, particularly in the strength of his universe's fighters, with a notable focus on a team member named Narirama. Despite his leadership role and apparent self-assurance, Negrisi proved to be remarkably underwhelming. He was swiftly and effortlessly eliminated by Kaba early in the Tournament of Power, leaving little impression on the battlefield. Maji-Kayo, a uniquely versatile fighter, possesses the extraordinary ability to reshape his body at will. His capabilities were on display when he managed to restrain Goku, even while Goku was in his Super Saiyan form. It wasn't until Goku transformed into Super Saiyan Blue that he was able to break free from Maji-Kayo's grasp. Maji-Kayo further demonstrated his strategic intelligence when he boldly attempted to confront Jiren. However, his plans took a turn when Dispo intervened, blasting apart Maji-Kayo's liquefied body. Seizing the opportunity, Maji-Kayo faked his surrender to lure Dispo into a trap, using his liquid form to ensnare him. This prompted Jiren to step in, decisively ending the fight. With a single overwhelming attack, Jiren effortlessly eliminated Maji-Kayo, knocking him out of the arena, and concluded his intriguing and memorable performance in the Tournament of Power. Zapricio, a green humanoid cyborg, was specifically modified to compete in the Tournament of Power. In the anime, he was swiftly defeated during a coordinated assault by Master Roshi and Tien. Master Roshi immobilized Zapricio with his Thunder Shock technique, allowing Tien to follow up with a powerful Neo Tri-Beam that blasted Zapricio out of the arena. Kato Pezra is a humanoid warrior and police officer dedicated to protecting Universe 3. Known for his calculative and strategic mindset, he serves his universe with distinction. Kato Pezra exhibits a strong sense of justice, reminiscent of the Pride Troopers from Universe 11. His combat prowess is augmented by his robotic suit, which can transform into various modes through his belt buckle. In Whirlwind Speed mode, he moves at a speed 300 times faster than normal, while his Raging Battle mode enhances his strength by a similar magnitude. Additionally, his Ultimate mode bolsters his confidence and contributes to his somewhat boastful demeanor. Despite these impressive abilities, Kato Pezra struggled against stronger opponents throughout the tournament. Beyond his one-sided clash with Frieza, he also faced Android 18, only to be swiftly dispatched when Android 17 intervened. Kato Pezra's most notable battles were with Vegeta. During their initial encounter, he managed to briefly pummel Vegeta in his base form. However, this success was largely due to Vegeta initially holding back in his effort to master Ultra Instinct. Their second encounter, however, saw Vegeta transform into a Super Saiyan, even resorting to using his powerful Final Flash attack to counter Kato Pezra's abilities. Despite the dramatic build-up, their battle concluded anticlimactically when Gami Salas, the invisible fighter from Universe 4, blindsided Kato Pezra and knocked him out of the arena. Nari Rama, a towering robot designed exclusively to compete in and win the Tournament of Power, made an immediate impression with his unique abilities. At the start of the tournament, he utilized his extendable arms and legs to spin like a top, creating a whirlwind effect that knocked away several combatants as he moved throughout the arena. However, his initial advantage was short-lived, as both of his arms were quickly disabled by Hit and Basil, leaving him virtually powerless. Hit, displaying his characteristic precision, blasted off Nari Rama's arms and gave the robot a choice regarding how he wished to be eliminated. In a final attempt to turn the tide, Nari Rama activated his energy cannon to attack Hit. The effort was futile, as Hit used his signature time skip technique to outmaneuver the attack and finished the encounter by knocking Nari Rama out of the arena with a single flick from his finger. Biara, a giant android, was heavily modified in preparation for the Tournament of Power, boasting exceptional durability and being recognized as having the greatest defensive capabilities among the warriors of Universe 3. Following the erasure of Universe 4, Biara joined forces with Team Universe 3 to confront Team Universe 7 in a fierce battle. Targeting Android 17 and 18, Biara aimed to wear them down with sustained attacks, unaware of their unique ability to never tire out. Despite his impressive defense, the relentless assault from the androids eventually took its toll, with 17 and 18 managing to crack his armor after the intense exchange. In the end, Android 18 delivered the decisive blow, knocking Biara out of the arena and eliminating him from the competition. Paparoni, a brilliant inventor from Universe 3, is the mastermind behind the creation of the trio of artificially intelligent machine life forms on his team, Beretta, Koitsukai, and Pansia. While Paparoni is not particularly formidable as a fighter, he plays a crucial role as a strategist and coach, guiding his creations during their climactic standoff with Universe 7. Demonstrating unwavering dedication to his universe's survival, Paparoni goes to extraordinary lengths, including the ultimate sacrifice of his own life in an effort to secure victory for his team, but more on that later. Beretta, Koitsukai, and Pansia are a formidable trio of robotic warriors from Universe 3 who nearly fought their way to the conclusion of the Tournament of Power. Each member possesses the ability to read and analyze the combat strength of their opponents, enabling them to adapt and execute highly coordinated attacks. Together, they launched a strategic assault against Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, aiming to eliminate Universe 7's remaining fighters and secure victory for their own universe. Gohan, in his ultimate form, stepped up to face the trio alone, taking on the responsibility of countering their assault. Despite his impressive power, the battle proved to be a significant challenge, as each robot warrior demonstrated considerable strength and skill individually. The stakes escalated further when the trio executed their Plan X, introducing a new level of difficulty. Koichi-Oreta, an anime-only fusion of Beretta, Koitsukai, and Panacea, is the culmination of their Plan X strategy. Upon achieving this fusion, Koichi-Oreta immediately launched an aggressive assault on Gohan. Despite Gohan's efforts to push him back, Koichi-Oreta proved overwhelming. His immense strength forced Goku and Vegeta to intervene, both transforming into Super Saiyan Blue to join the fight. The resulting battle was intense and showcased Koichi-Oreta's formidable capabilities. However, Gohan had been using their skirmish as an opportunity to prepare a powerful Kamehameha. Seizing the moment, Gohan unleashed the charged attack, successfully knocking both Koichi-Oreta and Paparoni away. Despite the blow, they managed to remain on the arena and revealed the final phase of their survival strategy, escalating the conflict further. Anyalaza is the ultimate fusion of Paparoni and Koichi-Oreta, created when Paparoni, facing near defeat at the hands of Goku, Vegeta, and Gohan, made the ultimate sacrifice to ensure the survival of Universe 3 by merging with his robotic creations. The result was Anyalaza, a towering behemoth of unimaginable power. Though it never speaks and often exhibits berserker tendencies, Anyalaza demonstrated an impressive ability to adapt to the strategies of its opponents. As Universe 3's most powerful warrior, Anyalaza far surpassed its predecessors with significantly enhanced power, speed, and versatility. Its sonar capabilities allowed it to expertly track even the swiftest movements of its opponents. Despite its enormous size, Anyalaza was able to take on the coalition of Universe 7's strongest fighters, including Final Form Frieza, Super Saiyan Vegeta, Super Saiyan God Goku, though in his fatigued state, Ultimate Gohan, Android 17, and Android 18, all at once with relative ease. Its relentless onslaught pushed the warriors to their limits, and its destruction burst technique became increasingly overwhelming as the battle progressed. Anyalaza even adapted the ability of flight, generating wings that enhanced its aerial combat capabilities. In its final clash, Anyalaza nearly overpowered the combined efforts of True Golden Frieza, Super Saiyan Blue Goku and Vegeta, Ultimate Gohan, and Android 17. The group struggled against its escalating power, with Anyalaza continuing to amplify its energy output. However, despite the odds, the Universe 7 fighters managed to identify and target Anyalaza's power core, critically damaging it and ultimately defeating the fusion. This decisive blow led to Anyalaza's elimination from the Tournament of Power, along with the erasure of Universe 3, though the victory came perilously close to failure for Universe 7's remaining team. Veywan, a tailless, dinosaur-like humanoid, is a member of the renowned Pride Troopers, the elite hero team of Universe 11. While not much is known about Veywan's individual personality, it's reasonable to assume that he shares the same unwavering sense of justice and duty as his teammates. During the Tournament of Power, Veywan attempted to subdue Kale in her uncontrollable legendary Super Saiyan form by using his signature technique, the Justice Whip. His efforts proved futile, as Kale easily overpowered his attack and knocked him out of the arena, ending his participation in the competition. Toppo was among the many Pride Troopers selected to represent Universe 11 in the Tournament of Power. In the anime, Toppo utilized his self-petrification ability, allowing him to transform his body into a rocky form that significantly increased his weight and durability. This ability enabled him to restrain base Goku in a powerful grip lock that Goku was unable to escape from until Android 18 intervened. Teaming up with his fellow Pride Trooper, Zoyer, Toppo launched a combined double prime spin attack against Android 18. However, 18 managed to counter their strategy, using her strength to lift Toppo effortlessly and hurl him toward the edge of the arena. Ultimately, Toppo's enhanced weight, which was the cornerstone of his abilities, led to his downfall. The tremendous pressure caused the arena beneath him to crack, and he fell out of bounds, eliminating him from the tournament. Zoyer is a small, impish member of the Pride Troopers, known for his unique ability to spin at incredible speeds. His Justice Spin technique, when combined with his teammate Tupper's abilities, creates a whirlwind or tornado-like effect strong enough to repel ranged attacks from base Goku and Android 18 simultaneously. Kettle, another Pride Trooper, is a well-built amphibian-like humanoid who excels in creating energy spheres without requiring physical movement. These spheres can be manipulated at will to attack opponents, with Kettle producing additional spheres even during an assault. Casserole, a cyborg warrior and general of the Pride Troopers, is not among their strongest fighters, but serves as a capable leader, often commanding the team excluding its top fighters, Dispo, Top, and Jiren. Casserole embodies the Pride Troopers' unyielding sense of justice alongside his comrades. These three Pride Troopers, along with another member, Cocotte, devised a strategy to eliminate two of Universe 6's strongest Saiyans, Kale and Caulifla. Together, they unleashed the United Justice Stream, a combined technique powerful enough to match the Saiyans' energy beam in their Super Saiyan forms. When Casserole ordered the team to go to maximum power, their beam began to overwhelm the Saiyans. However, Kale and Caulifla, upon further transforming, reversed the situation. Their enhanced power turned the attack against the Pride Troopers, knocking Casserole, Zoyer, and Kettle out of the arena in one decisive blow, eliminating 3 Universe 11 warriors at once. Cocotte, the sole female member of the Pride Troopers, stands out with her unique abilities. During the Tournament of Power, even without fighting at full strength, Cocotte was able to hold her own against Android 18 in battle. Similar to Hit from Universe 6, Cocotte possesses the ability to manipulate space. Her signature move, the Cocotte Zone, allows her to create a dome of purple energy that traps her enemies within a separate dimension. This technique can be used both offensively and defensively, effectively concealing the energy signatures of those inside. Cocotte's spatial manipulation extends further with her ability to create an enhanced version of her technique, the Cocotte Zone Max. This enlarged zone can engulf the surroundings while simultaneously entrapping targets in smaller zones. The barrier is notably resilient, as even Android 17, with his immense power, was unable to break into it. The technique was not without its limits though. Kale, in her Berserker form, shattered the original Cocotte Zone with brute strength, and she and Caulifla together destroy the Cocotte Zone Max during a powerful beam clash. In the end, Cocotte's reliance on her abilities became her downfall. While maintaining a barrier to shield herself, she was unable to defend against a direct assault. Android 18 capitalized on this vulnerability, effortlessly lifting and tossing Cocotte out of the ring, bringing her participation in the Tournament of Power to an end. Kimchi is a blue ogre-like member of the Pride Troopers who primarily served as a support fighter during the Tournament of Power. He played a critical role in aiding Dispo during his battle against Hit, using his energy thread technique to rescue Dispo from falling out of the arena. Together, Kimchi and Dispo tag-teamed against Hit and Goku, who alternated between his Super Saiyan God and Super Saiyan Blue forms. However, Kimchi proved to be no match for either of the powerful warriors. Ultimately, he fell victim to Hit's time skip ability, allowing the Universe 6 assassin to gain the upper hand and eject him from the ring. With his elimination, only 3 Pride Troopers remained in the competition, marking a turning point for Universe 11's team. Dispo, the Blitz captain of the Pride Troopers, is an arrogant yet justice-driven warrior renowned for his incredible speed and combat strength, earning him the title of the Sonic Warrior. Throughout the Tournament of Power, Dispo repeatedly demonstrated his unparalleled agility and reflexes. During his battle with Hit, Dispo's speed initially proved too great for the assassin to counter, with Hit himself comparing Dispo's velocity to his own time skip technique. Dispo's supersonic speed even allowed him to interrupt Hit just before he could activate the time skip. When Goku joined the fray, Dispo showcased his ability to counter the Saiyan's instant transmission, keeping pace even against Goku in his Super Saiyan God form. A critical component of Dispo's reaction time is his acute hearing, which enables him to detect subtle frequencies such as muscle movements, allowing him to predict and time his strikes with pinpoint accuracy. His speed was so extraordinary that even fighters as powerful as Champa and the Omni King struggled to track his movements. Top described Dispo as having surpassed both the speed of sound and the speed of light, solidifying him as the 3rd strongest member in Universe 11's Pride Troopers. However, despite his incredible abilities, Dispo wasn't invincible. Hit eventually adapted to Dispo's fighting style and managed to overpower him, forcing Dispo to retreat. He also struggled against Maji-Kayo, whose unpredictable abilities prompted Jiren's intervention. Additionally, Dispo was outclassed by true Golden Frieza in a direct clash. In desperation, Dispo unleashed his ultimate technique, Super Maximum Light Speed Mode, which maximized his ki and surrounded him in a purple flame-like aura. This mode significantly increased his already extraordinary speed, allowing him to gain an advantage over Golden Frieza and forced Gohan to step in. This technique came with a critical drawback though. Dispo required a wide range of movement to utilize it effectively. Frieza and Gohan exploited this limitation, with Frieza trapping Dispo in a light cage, forcing close quarters combat. Overwhelmed by the combined efforts of Universe 7, Dispo was ultimately restrained by Gohan. Following Gohan's command, Frieza blasted them both out of the ring, bringing Dispo's remarkable participation in the Tournament of Power to an end. Top, commonly referred to as Toppo, is the leader of Universe 11's team and the Pride Troopers, as well as a destroyer in training destined to become Universe 11's next god of destruction. He's a humble yet hot-blooded and respectful fighter, deeply committed to justice. Alongside Jiren, Top is regarded as Universe 11's trump card in their quest for victory in the Tournament of Power. He was first introduced during the Zeno exhibition match, where he faced Goku. In their battle, Goku could only match Top's strength by transforming into Super Saiyan Blue. Though they pushed each other to their limits, Top's true power remained unrevealed at the time. During the Tournament of Power, Top demonstrated his formidable strength against Universe 7's warriors, including notable combatants such as Super Saiyan Blue Vegeta, Gohan, and Android 17. Despite his bulky and towering frame, Top displayed surprising agility and grace in battle. His fighting style focuses on joint locks and submission holds, which proved effective in overwhelming both Goku and Vegeta on separate occasions. However, Top's ideals and unwavering commitment to justice were tested when his comrade Kimchi was eliminated, leaving only himself, Jiren, and Dispo as Universe 11's remaining fighters. At this turning point, Top cast aside his beliefs in justice and heroism, prioritizing survival and the preservation of his universe above all else. This shift in mindset allowed him to access his full potential, transforming into a god of destruction. In this form, Top's power surged to astronomical levels, momentarily halting the ongoing fight between Goku, Vegeta, and Jiren as they sensed his overwhelming energy. Top's newfound power was so immense that a single energy of destruction attack overwhelmed Golden Frieza and shattered the arena into fragments, altering the Null Realm sky from green to purple. His energy of destruction aura rendered him immune to most ki-based attacks, while his standard energy blasts, such as the enhanced Justice Flash, became devastatingly powerful. It was even capable of breaking Android 17's Android Barrier, a feat even Anya Laza couldn't achieve. Top effortlessly nullified Final Form Frieza's Golden Death Ball with a tiny destruction energy sphere and easily overpowered Frieza, declaring he could annihilate him at any moment. Against Super Saiyan Blue evolved Vegeta, Top initially held the upper hand, overpowering Vegeta's final flash with ease. However, Vegeta, disgusted by Top's abandonment of his morals in favor of power, found the resolve to fully master his new form. With his increase in strength, Vegeta surpassed Top, overpowering his energy of destruction. In a climactic moment, Vegeta unleashed his final God explosion, overpowering Top's attack and knocking him out of the arena, concluding his participation in the tournament. Jiren, also known as Jiren the Grey, is the most powerful member of the Pride Troopers and one of the strongest mortals in the multiverse. His extraordinary strength surpasses even his universe's god of destruction, Belmud. A quiet and honorable warrior, Jiren upholds a philosophy that absolute power is the ultimate path to justice and strength. Preferring to rely solely on his own abilities, Jiren often fought alone, his overwhelming might securing victory in nearly every encounter. His allies viewed him as unbeatable, enabling Universe 11's gods to observe the Tournament of Power with little concern, confident in Jiren's superiority. The notion of any mortal rivaling him seemed inconceivable, given that Jiren had long surpassed Belmud. His unparalleled power is even more remarkable as it's entirely self-taught. From the moment Jiren encountered Goku, the Saiyan was awestruck by his overwhelming presence. Jiren effortlessly demonstrated his dominance by instantly appearing behind Goku, a move the latter couldn't follow despite staring directly at him. This encounter set the tone for Jiren's incredible feats in the tournament. When Jiren got serious, his unleashed ki shook the infinite Null realm, astonishing even Beerus. His composure and strength allowed him to take no damage from Goku's attacks up to Super Saiyan 2, and effortlessly block Super Saiyan God Goku's strikes with a single finger. Jiren's power was so overwhelming that he casually outclassed Goku's ×20 Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken. Even the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb, a weapon of collective might, required Jiren to only use both hands briefly before he redirected it with a simple ki release, forcing Goku into desperation. When Goku achieved Ultra Instinct Sign, only Jiren could keep up with him. Though Goku began pushing Jiren back, landing solid blows that rattled him, Jiren quickly recovered, emerging largely unscathed. Even Frieza, despite his confidence, admitted he wished to avoid facing Jiren at all costs. Against Hit, Jiren's overwhelming power rendered the assassin's time skip almost useless. While trapped in Hit's time prison, Jiren could still move through sheer force, transcending time itself as noted by Vados. Breaking the technique entirely, Jiren effortlessly defeated Hit, reducing Universe 6's greatest assassin to insignificance. After Top's elimination, Jiren unveiled his true power, easily dominating Goku, Vegeta, and Android 17 simultaneously. It wasn't until Goku achieved perfected Ultra Instinct that Jiren genuinely felt pressured, though he managed to hold his ground. Faced with the fear of losing, Jiren unlocked his hidden potential, breaking past his previous limits and unleashing his ultimate form, igniting the arena in a storm of raw energy. In this state, Jiren clashed evenly with perfected Ultra Instinct Goku, at times gaining the upper hand. His raw power surpassed Goku's, allowing him to overpower Goku's full power Kamehameha with his fully charged power impact. However, when Jiren targeted Universe 7 spectators, Goku's fury erupted, further elevating his power. In a climactic exchange, Goku overwhelmed Jiren with physically superior strikes and tactical precision, culminating in a decisive supreme Kamehameha that forced Jiren to admit defeat. Severely injured and emotionally shaken, Jiren could no longer draw out his full strength. This allowed an exhausted Golden Frieza to fight him on even terms alongside Android 17. Encouraged by Top's words, Jiren's energy flared to enormous levels, briefly achieving a post-ultimate form. When Goku rejoined the fight to assist his comrades after Frieza reverted to his final form, the trio managed to counter Jiren's relentless attacks. In the final moments, Jiren faced Goku and Final Form Frieza simultaneously, but was ultimately overpowered by their combined strike, resulting in a stalemate in the group's elimination from the Tournament of Power. Krillin is one of Earth's most skilled and powerful martial artists, known for his courage, loyalty, and good nature. As Goku's best friend, Krillin has consistently been a steadfast ally throughout countless battles. Initially hesitant to join the Tournament of Power, he was convinced after he was threatened with destruction by Beerus. Krillin showcased his tactical prowess and quick thinking during his training with Gohan, where he outmaneuvered him in a sparring session using his ×100 solar flare technique. He also demonstrated his strength in a single beam struggle against Goku, managing to push back a heavily suppressed Kamehameha from Super Saiyan Blue, further reinforcing Goku's decision to recruit him for the tournament. Despite his impressive abilities and strategic mindset, Krillin's time in the Tournament of Power was unfortunately brief. While he successfully eliminated a few opponents early on, he was ultimately caught off guard by Frost, resulting in his elimination and the end of his participation in the Battle Royale. Tien is a disciplined, reclusive, and deeply motivated martial artist, recognized as one of the strongest Earthlings in the Dragon Ball universe. His unique abilities stem in part from his descent from the alien Triclops race, granting him traits beyond those of ordinary humans. During the Tournament of Power, Tien chose to remain with Gohan, Piccolo, Krillin, and Master Roshi, prioritizing teamwork over venturing off alone. However, this alliance of warriors was short-lived as the chaos of the tournament separated them. Tien directed his efforts toward Harmira of Universe 2, utilizing his multi-form technique to flush the elusive opponent out of hiding. This strategy forced Harmira to abandon stealth and resort to more direct tactics, which included destroying part of the arena to orchestrate Tien's ring out. Despite Despite heading for elimination, Tien's unwavering determination shone through as his remaining 3 clones from the multiform technique continued the fight. They successfully held Harmira and drew him out of the ring, resulting in a double elimination. Master Roshi, famously known as the Turtle Hermit, is a perverted yet wise hermit and a legendary master of martial arts. As the originator of the iconic Kamehameha wave and the teacher of some of Earth's most powerful warriors, Goku and Krillin, Master Roshi was an obvious choice for the Tournament of Power. During the tournament, Roshi's deep compassion for his students and his tactical fighting style took center stage. Recognizing the potential vulnerability of Goku and his teammates against deceptive opponents, Roshi focused on eliminating Universe 4's trickier fighters such as Zircor. He also targeted fighters like Ganos, who showed rapid improvements during battle, understanding the threat they could pose if left unchecked. In a display of selflessness, Roshi was even willing to risk his own life by channeling his life energy into a powerful Kamehameha to defeat Ganos. His unwavering commitment was deeply felt by his students, who were desperate to save him when the effort nearly cost him his life. Later, Master Roshi continued to push past his limits during his clash with Frost. Though unable to defeat him outright, Roshi came close to sealing Frost with the evil containment wave. In a second attempt, he managed to free Vegeta after Frost had used the technique to trap him. However, the prolonged exertion, coupled with his advanced age and diminished stamina, eventually forced Roshi to withdraw. Unable to continue fighting, he deliberately exited the arena and joined the spectator seats, having already made a profound impact on Universe 7's survival. Android 18, a member of the Z Fighters, is not only a formidable warrior, but also the wife of Krillin and mother to their daughter Marin. Her most significant asset is her infinite stamina, which proved invaluable during the Tournament of Power. While she easily handled weaker opponents, one of her more challenging adversaries was Kokot of Universe 11's Pride Troopers. Android 18 also faced Ribrianne of Universe 2, ultimately defeating her in a spectacular and decisive battle. She further demonstrated her strength and teamwork by contributing to the intense final confrontation against Anya Laza of Universe 3. In a pivotal moment of selflessness, Android 18 sacrificed herself to save her brother, Android 17. When 17 was on the verge of being eliminated, 18 leaped to push him back into the arena, allowing him to continue fighting while she fell from the stage and was eliminated in the process. Piccolo, a wise and cunning Namekian warrior, is one of Universe 7's most skilled and formidable fighters. By the time of the Tournament of Power, his rigorous training had granted him a significant boost in power. During the tournament, Piccolo chose to remain with Gohan, Krillin, Tien, and Master Roshi, forming a united front. Piccolo faced and defeated several formidable opponents, including Rubalt from Universe 10, whom he eliminated without sustaining major damage. Most notably, he joined Gohan in battling the Universe 6 Namekians, Saonel and Pilina, in their desperate final stand to save their universe. Essentially taking on an entire planet's worth of Namekians due to Saonel and Pilina's assimilation with countless members of their race before the tournament, Piccolo showcased his incredible strength and tactical prowess. Together, Gohan and Piccolo defeated the Namekian duo, ensuring their continued presence in the tournament. Piccolo also eliminated other opponents, such as Shansa and Gali-Samas, the invisible fighter from Universe 4. However, his focus on sensing key signatures ultimately became his undoing. The Mom, using a stealthy approach, launched a sneak attack that knocked Piccolo out of the arena, bringing his impressive run in the tournament to an end. Gohan, the eldest son of Goku, is a half-breed Saiyan and one of the most significant characters in the Dragon Ball series. Despite his aversion to competition and his distaste for harming others, Gohan's innate talent and immense potential surpasses even his father's, making him one of the most powerful mortals in Universe 7 and the multiverse. Resuming his training during the Zeno exhibition, Gohan faced Lavender, a member of the Trio of Danger, in a battle that ended in a draw. However, Gohan's performance in the Tournament of Power far exceeded his earlier efforts. Assuming the role of Universe 7's team leader, Gohan strategized alongside Piccolo and Earth's humans to take on opponents collectively. Later, he battled Obni from Universe 10, a skilled fighter who used his internal ki control to create convincing feints of himself. Gohan eventually won, securing Obni's elimination and contributing to Universe 10's erasure. Gohan also faced challenges such as Jimizu, whose instant transmission ability tested his reflexes, though Gohan was holding back to assess his opponent's capabilities. When facing the Universe 6 Namekians, Saonel and Pilina, Gohan displayed incredible resilience. In his ultimate form, he withstood their combined might until they reached full power, holding the line until Piccolo joined him in delivering an ultimate Kamehameha to eliminate the duo. Against Universe 3's modified warriors, Gohan fended off Beretta, Koitsukai, and Pansia, forcing them to merge into the powerful Koisureta. In his later battles, Gohan teamed up with Android 17 against Top, though they struggled against the Universe 11 warriors' immense power. Against Dispo, however, Gohan identified the weakness of Dispo's super maximum light speed mode. In a decisive move, Gohan sacrificed himself by restraining Dispo, allowing both fighters to be eliminated simultaneously. Vegeta, the proud prince of the fallen Saiyan race, is the husband of Bulma, the father of Trunks and Bulla, and the eldest son of King Vegeta. As one of the central characters in the Dragon Ball series, Vegeta is egotistical, fiercely prideful, and one of the most powerful mortal warriors in Universe 7. Often regarded as the second most powerful fighter in his universe, Vegeta stands as one of the strongest combatants in the multiverse. During the Tournament of Power, Vegeta focused much of his efforts on battling the most formidable opponents, including Anya Laza, Top, and Jiren, though he often worked alongside his comrades to achieve victory. Proving to be an invaluable asset to his team, Vegeta also eliminated numerous fighters throughout the tournament. Beyond saving his own universe, Vegeta harbored a personal goal: to use the Super Dragon Balls to revive Universe 6 and its Saiyan race, including his protege, Cabba, as well as the Saiyans of planet Sadala. In the heat of battle, Vegeta broke through his self-imposed limits and ascended to a transformation beyond Super Saiyan Blue. Super Saiyan Blue evolved. In this enhanced state, alongside Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku, Vegeta fought on par with Jiren, even managing to destabilize the seemingly invincible warrior. When faced with Top's destroyer form, Vegeta initially found himself outmatched. However, his disdain for Top's willingness to abandon his principles for power fueled Vegeta's resolve, enabling him to reverse the tide of the battle. Vegeta shattered Top's energy of destruction with a powerful energy punch and ultimately unleashed his final God explosion, eliminating Top from the arena. Unlike the first time Vegeta used this technique against Majin Buu, where it cost him his life, he had grown strong enough to survive the immense blast. Even after exhausting his stamina and losing the ability to transform, Vegeta continued to endure Jiren's relentless assaults, showcasing remarkable tenacity. His unwavering determination earned Jiren's respect, as he finally managed to eliminate the Saiyan Prince from the competition, marking Vegeta's incredible contribution to Universe 7's efforts in the tournament. Frieza, one of the most iconic antagonists in the Dragon Ball franchise, is infamous for orchestrating the genocide of the Saiyan race. After his defeat by Goku and Vegeta in Resurrection F, Frieza returned to Hell, forced to endure eternal torment until the events of the Tournament of Power. When Universe 7 needed a 10th member for their team, Goku proposed recruiting Frieza, recognizing his immense strength as crucial for their universe's survival. Despite his malevolence, Frieza's latent potential and formidable physical power proved invaluable during the tournament. Throughout the Tournament of Power, Final Form Frieza eliminated multiple fighters, showcasing his ruthless efficiency. However, his deep-seated disdain for Goku and his allies led him to conserve his energy, allowing others to battle until he deemed it necessary to intervene. Frieza faked an alliance with his Universe 6 counterpart, Frost, and even staged a fight against Gohan to sell the act, only to betray and eliminate Frost when the time came. He later cornered and eliminated an exhausted Cabba and dismissed the Saiyan warriors Kale and Caulifla as mere sources of amusement. Frieza also contributed significantly to Universe 7's efforts, participating in the combined assault that defeated Anya Laza and matched Dispo's remarkable speed in combat. Frieza's confidence faltered, however, when faced with Top in his destroyer form. Severely outmatched, Frieza suffered a brutal beating and would have faced certain death if not for the tournament's no-killing rule. Later, when Jiren was weakened from his intense battle with perfected Ultra Instinct Goku, Frieza, in his true golden form, managed to fight Jiren evenly despite his exhaustion. In the tournament's final moments, Frieza joined forces with his arch-nemesis Goku. Together, their combined efforts succeeded in pushing Jiren out of the arena, though Frieza also sacrificed his position and fell out as well, cementing his role in Universe 7's ultimate victory. Android 17, a member of the Z fighters and a dedicated national park ranger, lives on a remote island where he protects wildlife from poachers. He's married with one biological child, has also adopted 2 additional children, and is the brother-in-law of Krillin. Like his sister, Android 18, 17's greatest advantage lies in his infinite stamina, allowing him to fight tirelessly. Since the events of the Cell Saga, 17 has undergone intense training, elevating his power to godlike levels. This was demonstrated in his sparring session with Super Saiyan Blue Goku before the Tournament of Power, where he proved to be a formidable match. During the Tournament of Power, Android 17 emerged as arguably the most valuable fighter on Team Universe 7. He eliminated numerous opponents, including members of the Universe 2 team, such as one of the Kamikaze Fireballs or Maiden Squadron. His sharp instincts were instrumental in saving his allies from elimination by Damam from Universe 4, an enemy who had nearly sent Vegeta and Gohan to the spectator seats. Against Anya Laza, Android 17 faced immense pressure from the giant warrior and was nearly knocked out. However, he managed to land a critical barrier punch on Anya Laza's energy reactor, which, combined with his teammates' efforts, resulted in the massive foe's elimination. 17's most significant battle was against Jiren, alongside Goku and Frieza. In a pivotal moment, he trapped Jiren with his energy barrier and detonated a massive ki blast directly at Jiren's lower back. This condensed explosion forced Jiren to endure the full brunt of the attack, causing him to vomit and collapse to his knees in sheer agony, momentarily accepting defeat. When Jiren regained his strength, Android 17 continued to fight alongside Goku and Frieza, acting as a key support by firing numerous ki blasts to provide cover for their assaults. In the climactic moments of the tournament, Goku and Frieza combined their efforts to knock Jiren out of the arena, leaving Android 17 as the last man standing. This granted him the honor of making the final wish on the Super Dragon Balls. In the act of selflessness, 17 wished for the revival of all the universes that had been erased, solidifying his role as a hero in the Tournament of Power. Goku, the protagonist of the Dragon Ball series and a Saiyan from Universe 7, is one of the multiverse's most powerful and determined warriors. As a member of the Z Fighters, Goku's defining traits are his unrelenting drive to improve, his insatiable desire to face stronger opponents, and his unwavering commitment to protect his universe and loved ones. In the Tournament of Power, Goku played a pivotal role, facing and overcoming some of the greatest challenges he had ever faced. One of Goku's notable battles was against Kale and Caulifla of Universe 6. Despite being in an exhausted state after numerous intense battles, Goku faced the 2 Saiyan warriors head-on, pushing himself to his limits to keep up with their combined might. As Kale unleashed her berserker rage and Caulifla refined her techniques, Goku was forced to rely on his experience and ingenuity. When Kale and Caulifla fused into Kefla using the Patara earrings, their power skyrocketed, posing an even greater threat. Goku, though fatigued, managed to tap into Ultra Instinct Sign during this encounter, allowing him to avoid their attacks with unparalleled precision. In a climactic moment, Goku used a divine Kamehameha while running along Kefla's energy blasts, striking her with devastating accuracy and eliminating her from the tournament. Goku's battles culminated in his showdown with Jiren of Universe 11, the Tournament of Power's most powerful adversary. From the outset, Jiren's overwhelming strength proved nearly insurmountable, forcing Goku to draw on every ounce of his power and ingenuity. Despite unleashing his most potent techniques, including Super Saiyan Blue combined with Kaioken ×20, Goku struggled to make any headway against Jiren. Even the Spirit Bomb, charged with the energy from his allies, was deflected back at him. However, in the process, Goku broke through his limitations and awakened Ultra Instinct Sign for the first time. This transformation allowed him to instinctively dodge Jiren's attacks and land precise counters, giving him a fighting chance against the Universe 11 Juggernaut. As the tournament progressed, Goku refined his Ultra Instinct Sign ability through his battles with Jiren, but Jiren's power remained formidable. In their final clash, Goku ascended to perfected Ultra Instinct, achieving a state of unmatched speed, power, and reflexes. For the first time, Goku pushed Jiren to his breaking point, forcing him to confront his own vulnerabilities. However, the immense strain of maintaining perfected Ultra Instinct took its toll on Goku, leaving him temporarily incapacitated. With Universe 7's survival hanging by a thread, Goku relied on his comrades, Frieza and Android 17, to turn the tide. Together, their teamwork and relentless determination overwhelmed Jiren, leading to a decisive group effort that pushed Jiren out of the arena. Goku's final stand, supported by his allies, secured Universe 7's victory and ensured its survival from erasure, solidifying Goku's legacy as a hero who never gives up, no matter the odds.